Oh, loud horn. Loud. Alright, gang. Welcome back to another stream. Let's see, in the last stream we finished As Dusk Falls. But we finished one of the possible endings to it. Well, I guess it got tired of us waiting there, didn't it? Looked down the book on its own. Anyway, we got one of the many possible endings for As Dusk Falls. I think we got the good ending. I'm not 100% certain, but it seemed like we did. At least for the most part. Yeah, I mean, there were tons of choices to make in that game. Each one could affect the outcome. Now, having said that, do I want to play the game again to see the other outcomes? Not really. But, I mean, that's just me. It probably would have been better if I'd been more attached to all the characters, but this wasn't really there for me. But anyway, tonight we're starting a new game. This one, What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, I've never played it, so I really don't know what to expect. I've heard that it's like a really a story-driven, what they call a walking simulator. I don't know if that's the case or not, though. So we'll find out together. So let's just get started then. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
Huh?
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Let's see if we can make some of this out. We obviously missing Milton Finch. Date missing October 23rd, 2003. That's what it says. Date of birth 5/1992. Age 11. I swear for a minute there, I thought the height said 1'6". Like, what? And that's 4'6". Looks like it says race mixed Indian. What? Well, I started say getting closer might help, but no makes it worse. Let's see that. There looks good. Or yep. Eyes blue, hair black. No. Oh, this is as fast as we can walk, I think. Yep. I'm used to shift key being the
I lived
sprint.
here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
But all shift does now is just zoom. That's alright. So that's the house. It's in Interesting looking house, at least from back here it is. Oh, there we go. It resembles that one. Squeaky.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
All right, let go. Now, just a quick heads up now. If the stream abruptly ends, that means I've lost power. Thunderstorms roaming through the area.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's
Wait.
funeral.
Oh, they're rolling through. I guess they'd be roaming through as well. Roaming the area, looking for power to knock out. I don't think it works either way.
You know, Will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Tell me. I'll go this way.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
There's a... Is that a buck? Well, maybe. I'm missing posters around. Ladies and gentlemen, a basketball hoop. And we are walking. Well, I know the house is back that way. Go look at this. Oh. Wait, was there another one? Like it ran off or something. Here's how close we can get to it. Gotta go slow. Oh, 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 oh. A little more, a little more, a little more. Gotta stand still. There. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. Well, I mean, we're on top of it, so I don't. Doot, 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 doot. doot, doot. Don't know. Doot, 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 doot. It's looking into her soul. I mean, no more? Oh, well, I think it's, um, oh, um, yeah, I think, yeah, I think it bugged earlier. I think that's what happened, because I could have swore it sounded like it ran off, because you could hear the hoofs hitting the ground. It sounded like it was bounding off. I think the animation's just not playing now. But hey, get a closer look at it though. Yep. Either that or we've tamed it. I'm going to go with that one. We tamed it. Yeah. Well, no, I know it's supposed to run away because before I stream any game, I'll start it up just to try and, um, you know, mess with the settings like graphics, audio, all that. And I did notice that when I did that, I went up there to it. I got maybe, looked like maybe 10 feet from it, and it just took off. It went that way. So yeah, it's just bugged right now. It happens
The
though.
house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
That is something else. Going up there, that honestly would scare the crap out of me. I mean, I'm okay with heights to a certain point, you know. I mean, I'm fine getting on a roof and doing, you know, work up there, and but way up there, and, no. What's this?
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband.
Okay, what? This is a very interesting place. I don't know what the heck's going on. Guys, come on, I can't go any faster.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Tons of those missing posters.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
I don't know. This just amuses me. I don't know why.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on way to go. Nope. Have you guys played the what it's Power Wash Simulator? I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, it needs a good power washing because I played that game a lot. Doggy door?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
It's not very secure.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Mm-mm-mm. Lacquer. The old hanging tennis ball.
For the first time in years,
So we got Edie, Dawn, Lewis, Milton, and Edith.
I felt like I was home.
Oh. It's a nice cozy kitchen. It's a lot of, what was it, tuna, maybe? A lot of books.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
So Edie, Lewis, Edith, and Dawn. See, in loving memory, Lewis Finch, December 27th, 1988 to November 21st, 2010. Beloved brother of Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Edie. Memorial service, Finch Family Cemetery, 2141 Fireweed Road. Oh, cookbooks looks like A Viking's Belly, Witch's Kitchen, The Nordic Cookbook, Weird Recipes, Claire, Salt, Water, Yeast. There you go, got a water filter on it.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Nothing wrong with that. What's some good Chinese?
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Yeah. That was a lucky cat. Look at that. Let's see. Oh, we got a body. I know. I sound surprised by it. I guess I got used to playing the game Road 96, where you look down and there's nothing there.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Even left Edie's wheelchair. Rocked.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
No.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
I would love to have bookcases like this.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house. after it sank.
I mean, granted, I don't read much anymore, but still. Oh no, I'd probably just hop up on the ladder and push myself back and forth. Pippin. Well, they really, really like their cookbooks. Creaking in the house or something. Huh.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Okay. Barbara Finch. Looks like on the set of a movie, perhaps? That's the kitchen. Edith, you got mail.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
A lot. It's kind of an understatement. The heck is this?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh, okay. Oh. It's got that spray foam insulation, the expanding kind. Oh.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Oh. So the key's not to the front door. Key's not to that. Let's see. Well, upstairs then.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Oh, okay. So the mom sealed up all the bedrooms. I saw one of those on like the workbench in the garage. The mom sealed up all the bedrooms, then the grandma drilled peepholes. Okay. Molly, 1937 to 1947.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Yeah, we'll save that one. Because all these are sealed up, so there's got to be a reason that one's open.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
My Friend Bigfoot, starring Bill Button as Bigfoot.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
What is... Well... I don't know what I thought that picture was. From that angle, it looked... I don't know.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Let's see, Barbara, 1944 to 1960. What else we got here? We've got Time and the Gods, The Book of Wonder, The Library of Babel, Seeing Critically, The Big Book of Homeschooling, A Little Weird, Swedish Folktales, yes, it's like the Big Book of Homeschooling. You know, here's the Big Book of Homeschooling, it's the smaller version. The Book of Sand. There's nothing here to look at. Got 2 doors down here. This is Sven Hofstad Finch, 1915 and 1964, and Edie, 1917 to 2010.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
So, you know, here's Calvin, 1950 and 1961.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
These... Okay. Huh. Gregory, 1976 and 1977.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside
Oh.
of.
That's a bathroom. Sick. Oh, bedroom. I question the wisdom of that shag carpeting on the bathroom floor. Oh. Like pill bottles. Only place is the open door.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
I do like that underwater theme on the walls, though. I also wonder, so why didn't she seal this room up, though?
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Hello.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere. And where is that? No idea.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. but I had no idea what was behind that door.
One of the bedrooms.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Yeah, you can tell this is the door, peephole, and then that foam insulation around it.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
We got bed bug, 9 lives. A tale of tales. Birds of the Pacific Northwest. The Magic Mountain. Beast of Nature. Monsters of the Deep. Oh, yeah. What's that? Ah, up there. Yeah, a little ant farm. Oh, December 1947. How isn't there dust all over the place, though?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
So she had a...
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Hey, Candy Dispenser. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I've never played the game. It seems very interesting.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Let's see.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Oh.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. I kept eating and eating.
Oh. I think I can eat toothpaste now.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Well, it's a good change of pace.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Wasn't expecting that. Saw a nest over here. Yep.
The babies were all gone. I jumped and I almost got her.
Jeez.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up,
Oh God.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Aw, that's pretty awesome.
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Ugh. That is a trip. Let's see. Okay.
I rolled off the
jeez.
cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh,
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
okay. Not. Now what the heck are we?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
So we go from being a cat, well, actually we go from being a little girl to being a cat, being an owl, to being a shark, now to being a monster.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
God. Went over this way. I'm just going on a circle. I'm going on a circle. Yep.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Oh God.
Belly was rusty. Belly was rusty.
Ooh. Oh, I see another one. At least the birds are smart.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Okay, where are we? Oh, through a toilet.
I got closer and closer.
Oh, it's back in her bedroom.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Quite the imagination.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
like they had a lot of pets at one time.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Parakeet, snake. It's a lizard. Is it? Yeah.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
I love how they actually do that little effect right there.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So many books in this house.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
What random junk? What was that? My friend Bigfoot?
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay then. That answers the question from earlier.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
I just don't.
It was a pretty big trace.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Huh.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Ah, so it's like a little dark room for him then. Milton again. Would love to have had something like this as a kid. Keep hearing stuff. Fort Salem, Fort Calvin.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
or maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Oh, jeez.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh, God.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you ever, you know, as a kid, you've been on a swing. You want to see just how high you can go.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Well, this is a very fascinating house.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Okay, recognize that. Yeah. Okay, so shortcut then, right? Ah, Barbara's
Growing
room.
up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Swan Lake.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
See, Alice in Wonderland. Greek Tales. The Hollywood Workout. Free from School. Masters of Cinema. How long has that been there? Barb Street.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Alright guys, gonna take a quick break. Get a snack, something to drink. We'll be right back. All right, then. Let's see where this goes to. Dreadful Stories, October 1961. Featuring Old Jack.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, no.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no, not that music.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Okay. Oh, this music.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, you damn music! Okay. Oh.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Not that way.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Don't know if we look for Walter. Go try and finish him off. No.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh,
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
that was something else now.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Exactly, we have to go check the music box. Keep turning. Keep turning. Oh. Well, that leads me to the question, though. How would the comic know about that? Of course, now all I can hear is that music. No, not the music box, that horror music.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
So it looks like the dragon slide that's outside, the one that fell.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
You know, I went into this game not knowing what to expect. And I'm still there. I don't know what to expect anymore.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Alvino's extra crispy. Pea soup. Yeah.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
propane. But I see no propane accessories. Tasty beans. Sweetie Crisps. Just so great.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
More peaches?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
$30. The old stationary bike. Spiritual survival. 101 survival techniques. The dark defense. Malevolent monsters. Warding away spirits.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Also, he pretty much walled himself up in here.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Okay, so that's where we busted out at.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
So, I mean, the poor guy had been in there, he locked himself away for 30 years in there, right? Then one day he just had enough. Well, he took the sledgehammer, busted out, walking out of the train tunnel. Yeah, comes the train. That's just horrible.
I'm sure my
horrible
mom
luck.
was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
It's a nice little shrine to him. What is that?
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Now the little solar lights are a nice little touch.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Swing.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Okay, so what do we have? So this is the pet cemetery. Christopher, Shadow, Elsie, Oliver, Bob, Derpy Jr., Lucy, Daisy, Charlie, Burpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Lurpy, Zerpy, Zoe, Coco, Tucker, which one named those? Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy Jr. Bailey,
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
I gotta say, I do love the design on those.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
So what's the... Oh.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Something like this in real life, I can only imagine how long it would take to carve something like that.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
So we got Sam, Gus, and Gregory.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
And you got Sanjay, Lewis. I think Sanjay was on here, wasn't he? Right there.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
What? Oh, what now? Okay, so we're off top of the garage now.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
War medals. I see that. A little look around first, though.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
All right, let's take a look at this then.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? What? Am I gonna have to shoot?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Still freezing, though.
Sure what we're looking for.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Oh.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh. Yeah.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Jeez. Saw that as plane ticket, Kate Finch.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Bench control. Let's see. The house rules. No playing outside without permission, no answering door for strangers, no messes after dark, all chores before dark, respect others. Let's see. 7:30 a.m. raise flag, 8 a.m. breakfast, 11 p.m. quiet time. Let's see, duties: Don, sweep, trash; Gus, mop, mow yard; Greg, be a baby. Routine: jump rope, 100%, jumping jacks, push-ups, crunches, run to mailbox and back. Oh, you
My
can't
mom
climb
moved up
those.
to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
Man, it takes such a turn.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and, as a sign, held up his middle finger.
Oh, God.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Alright, then, so who do we have left here? We have Edie, Dawn, Milton, and Lewis, looks like.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
But I don't think we knew Sanjay was her father, did we? Yeah, I know we saw his grave earlier, but I don't think there was a mention of him being her father.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Well, it's interesting to see solar panels up there.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
You know what you should do? You should analyze objectively, never stop learning, assume nothing, respect criticism, and ask tough questions.
But it didn't last.
Let's see, scientific method. Observation, question, research. Lewis rules.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Unfortunately, guys, we're going to call it there for the night. I hear the thunder outside. Don't call it the night before we lose power here. So we'll definitely finish this up tomorrow night. Really enjoying the game. Yeah. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for stopping by. As always, I appreciate it. So until tomorrow night, I hope you have a good rest of your night or day, depending on where you're at.